Did you know that skipping one small morning habit could quietly age your brain and weaken your legs before 9 a.m.? For years, I thought my morning stiffness, slow thinking, and daily fatigue were just part of getting old. But it turns out I was missing a simple daily step one that could have protected my memory, reduced my joint pain, and even helped me stay independent longer. In this video, I'll reveal 6 gentle morning habits that have helped me stay active and medication-free even at 94. These are natural, easy, and backed by science, and you can start them tomorrow. Don't wait until your body forces you to slow down. Start now while you still can. Before we begin, I'd love to know, where are you watching from and what time is it right now? Type it in the comments or simply write the word HOPE if you're ready to feel stronger again. If you find this helpful, hit subscribe to catch more simple health tips. Now, in the next 30 seconds, I'll show you the first habit, and it might just change how you feel tomorrow morning. The first habit might sound too simple to matter, but trust me, it changed everything for me. It's just a glass of water with a tiny pinch of natural salt. But here's the truth, most folks don't realize your body wakes up dehydrated and it's crying for help before you even open your eyes. I used to think it was normal to feel stiff and foggy in the morning. Like most women my age, I'd shuffle to the kitchen, pour a cup of coffee, and sit there hoping the haze in my head would lift by mid-morning. But one year around, when I turned 75, I started getting dizzy spells. My hands felt swollen before I even stood up. My knees ached. The doctor said, "That's just aging." But something about that answer didn't sit right with me. So I started reading, asking questions, listening to my body a little more closely. And what I found shocked me. We lose nearly a liter of water every night just through breathing and our skin. That's about 4 full cups while we're asleep. And then what do we reach for the moment we wake up? Coffee, which dehydrates us even more. No wonder I felt so drained. No wonder my joints hurt before I even got moving. That's when I made a quiet little change. Each night before bed, I set a glass of room temperature water on my nightstand, 16 ounces. I add a small pinch of sea salt, not table salt, not those flavored powders, just real mineral-rich salt. And every morning before coffee, before breakfast, before I even speak, I drink that glass slowly and deeply. Now I know some people might wonder, why salt? Well, here's the gentle truth. Your cells need a bit of salt to absorb water properly. Without it, the water just runs through you. But with that tiny pinch, your body pulls the hydration where it's needed right into your joints, your brain, your heart. Let me tell you about my neighbor, Mary Lou. She's 82 and used to suffer from daily headaches. Her doctor put her on medication, but nothing seemed to help. One afternoon, I told her about my little water ritual. She laughed and said, "That's too simple to make a difference." But she gave it a try. 3 days later, her headaches vanished. And a week after that, she told me I stood up this morning and didn't need to hold on to the wall. It's not magic, it's biology. When we don't listen to our body's thirst, it speaks through fatigue, swelling, and fog. But when we give it what it needs, something remarkable happens. Clarity returns. Strength returns. Even joy. So tonight before bed, pour yourself a glass. Make it part of your quiet little evening rhythm. And in the morning before anything else, drink it with care. It's a simple act of love toward the body that's carried you this far. And maybe, just maybe, tomorrow will feel a little lighter. Let's keep going. The next habit might surprise you because it has nothing to do with food or water and everything to do with light. The second habit might be the most peaceful one of all. And yet skipping it could quietly steal your energy, your sleep, even your joy. It's this letting the morning light touch your face, not through a window, not under the kitchen lamp. I mean real sunlight outside, fresh and soft. I didn't always know this. For years, I thought I was doing everything right. I went to bed at 10, woke up at 6, had my coffee like clockwork, but something still felt off. I'd sit at the table and watch the sun climb through the trees, but inside I still felt tired. My mood stayed flat. It was like my body had woken up, but my spirit hadn't. Then one day my granddaughter looked at me and said, "Grandma, why don't you sit on the porch in the morning anymore?" That hit me. I used to love sitting out there. The quiet, the breeze, the birds. But somehow I'd gotten too busy, or maybe too tired. I had slowly drifted away from something that used to center me. So the next morning I opened the front door and sat down. 10 minutes. Just me, my tea, and the morning light. And let me tell you, something shifted. You see, our bodies run on a rhythm like a clock inside us. It tells us when to wake, when to rest, when to heal, and even how to think. That rhythm needs sunlight to stay balanced. And not just any light. Lamps don't work. Glass windows dull it. Your brain needs natural light hitting your eyes gently but directly. That's how it gets the signal. Wake up now. Be alert. Feel good. It turns off your melatonin and turns on your serotonin, the chemical that boosts mood focus and even helps with digestion. My dear friend Dolores, bless her heart, struggled with sleep for over a decade. Tried melatonin teas, white noise, you name it. Nothing really helped. After church one Sunday, I told her about my porch routine. She smiled politely and said, "I don't think sitting outside is going to fix my insomnia." But she promised to try it for a week. 5 days later, she called me and said I fell asleep at 9:30 last night and didn't wake up until morning. It wasn't luck. It was light. So here's what I hope you'll do tomorrow. Within 30 minutes of waking, step outside. Even if it's chilly, grab a shawl or a coat. Even if it's cloudy, the light still works. No sunglasses if you can help it. Let your eyes soak it in gently. 10 minutes. Just you in the morning. You don't have to do anything. Just sit, or stand, or breathe. Let the light find you again. You've spent a lifetime caring for others. Now let the sun care for you, one gentle morning at a time. Now, if you already do this, I'd love to know. Do you sit outside in the morning, or is this something new you'll try tomorrow? Drop a comment and tell me. I'm truly listening. And next, we'll talk about a habit that takes just 4 minutes, but can sharpen your memory better than any crossword puzzle. You won't want to miss it. The third habit only takes 4 minutes, but those 4 minutes, they saved my mind. And if you've ever walked into a room and forgotten why you went there, or stared into the fridge wondering what you were doing, then you know exactly why this habit matters. When that started happening to me, I'll be honest, it scared me. I began to worry. What if I'm slipping? What if this is the beginning of something I can't stop? But here's the surprising thing, my brain wasn't broken. It was just sleepy, unused, like an old garden that needed tending. One morning I decided to try something different. No phone, no news, no background noise, just me, my notebook, and a few quiet moments before the day started pulling at me. That became my little ritual, and I've done it every day since I turned 70. You see, in those first minutes after waking, your brain is wide open. It's soft and flexible like fresh dough ready to be shaped. If you ignore that window, it closes quickly. But if you give it even a little love and attention, something beautiful starts to happen. I call it my morning mind tune-up, and it's helped me feel more alert, more calm, and yes, more in control. Let me tell you about Carolyn. She's 88 now and had a hip replacement last year. During recovery, she couldn't do much physically, but she kept up this brain habit. Her doctor told her that her mental sharpness, even after surgery, was better than most 70-year-olds. That's the power of 4 mindful minutes. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly do you do in those 4 minutes? Don't worry, it's nothing complicated. No fancy puzzles, no apps, no subscriptions. Just simple, quiet activities that wake up the parts of your brain that matter most. Some mornings I do a short math problem just to stretch that logical side. Other mornings I close my eyes and try to recall a memory in full color, the smell of my mother's kitchen, the dress I wore to my first dance. I might read 4 new words and say them out loud. Or I imagine the day ahead, not with stress, but with calm strength. The point isn't to be perfect, it's to be present. Your brain, just like your body, wants movement. It wants attention, it wants care, and it's never too late to give it what it needs. So tomorrow morning, before anyone needs you, before the TV or the headlines or your phone, give your mind 4 quiet minutes. You might even keep a small notebook near your chair like I do. I call it my morning brain garden. And every day I plant something small, an idea, a word, a memory. And over time it grows into clarity and peace. Have you ever tried something like this before? Or would this be your first morning tune-up? Let me know in the comments, even just write hope if you're ready to start fresh. Now up next, we'll move the body not with exercise tapes or floor mats, but with 7 gentle minutes that could change how you walk through your entire day. The 4th habit is gentle movement. Just 7 minutes right after you wake up. It might not sound like much, but skipping it can slowly steal your independence. One stiff morning at a time. When I was 86, I started feeling little pinches in my lower back. Getting up from the couch took effort. I even lost my balance once just trying to put on a sock. It shook me up. That wasn't just aging. That was my body begging for better care. So I went to see a physical therapist who specialized in older women. She looked me right in the eyes and said, "The stretches you did in your 40s, they don't serve you anymore. They might even hurt you now." That surprised me, but it made sense. As we get older, our joints dry out. Our muscles lose a bit of bounce. Our spines don't twist like they used to. What once helped us stay limber can now lead to tiny tears and inflammation, and that over time makes everything harder. But here's the good news: we can still move with purpose, with grace, with kindness toward our aging bodies. I started what I now call my inside-out mobility sequence. No yoga mats, no floor work, just a sturdy chair, a countertop, and a few quiet minutes. I begin by rolling my shoulders while sitting just to wake them up. Then I march gently in place while still seated. I stand at a doorway and gently stretch my chest. I hold on to the back of a chair and do a few soft squats. And finally, I sit again and circle my ankles slow and steady. That's it. Just 7 minutes. You'd be amazed what that does for the rest of your day. Let me tell you about Nancy. She's 87 and used to rely on a walker every morning. Her legs felt stiff, her balance was shaky, and she dreaded getting out of bed. I showed her my little routine. 2 weeks later, she stopped using her walker around the house. She said, "I feel like my body finally woke up." Because the truth is, motion brings circulation. Circulation brings energy. Energy brings confidence. You don't need to sweat. You don't need to stretch until it hurts. You just need to say good morning to your joints, to your muscles, to your breath. So tomorrow before breakfast, before the news, give your body 7 minutes. Even if you only do 3 of the movements, even if you do them slower than me, do them. Because movement at our age isn't about looking young. It's about staying proud, standing tall, taking care of the only body we've got. Have you ever tried a short morning movement like this? Or is this something you'd be willing to try tomorrow? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And next, we'll talk about something just as powerful as movement. The kind of breakfast that can help rebuild your strength from the inside out. The 5th habit is what you put on your plate. Most folks think breakfast should be light, just toast a banana, maybe a little coffee. But here's the quiet truth: that kind of breakfast may be stealing your strength. I used to do exactly that. I'd grab something quick and sweet, a muffin, some jam on toast. I thought I was doing the right thing by eating light, but around mid-morning I'd feel weak, like I had no fuel. Climbing stairs felt harder, my arms tired faster, and I started noticing little changes: less strength in my hands, less stability in my step. That's when I learned something I wish someone had told me at 60. After a certain age, our muscles become harder to maintain. Even if you eat the same foods you always have, your body doesn't absorb protein as well as it used to. It's called resistance to muscle building, and it starts quietly, but it doesn't have to win. I read a study from Tufts University that changed everything. It said adults over 60 who ate 25 to 30 grams of protein within the first hour of waking kept more muscle, had better balance, and even stronger grip strength. So I changed my morning routine. Just like that. Now, most mornings I have 2 scrambled eggs, a spoonful of cottage cheese, and sometimes Greek yogurt with a few walnuts and berries. If I'm in the mood for something cool, I make a little smoothie with protein powder, almond milk, and frozen banana. Nothing fancy, just enough to give my muscles what they need. Let me tell you about my friend Viola. She's 91 and graceful as ever, but a few years back, she started struggling to carry groceries. Her doctor told her to exercise more, but she was already walking every day. When we looked at her breakfast, it was all sugar, toast, fruit, black coffee, no protein. She made one simple change, 2 eggs and a scoop of yogurt every morning. 3 weeks later, she said, "I feel strong again. I feel like myself." That's the power of giving your body what it needs when it needs it most. And here's a little tip: do your morning movements before you eat. That gentle exercise helps open your muscles up so they can better use the protein. Also, try to skip the sugary stuff first thing. No fruit juice, no pastries. They might give you a quick boost, but then you crash and your brain and muscles pay the price. Remember, this isn't about dieting. It's about fueling your strength so you can rise from a chair without effort, reach that top shelf, hug your grandchild without feeling wobbly. What's your go-to breakfast these days? Would you try adding more protein tomorrow? Let me know in the comments, or just type HOPE if you're ready to start rebuilding from the inside out. And next, we'll wrap up this journey with a gentle reminder, one last habit that isn't about your body at all, but your heart. The 6th and final habit is simple, but it might be the most powerful of all. It's about starting your day with something deeper than just movement or meals. It's about reconnecting with the quiet joy that lives inside you, even if life has tried to bury it. You see, many of us wake up and immediately think about what hurts, what's missing, or what needs doing. And over time, mornings can start to feel heavy. But what if just for a minute, you gave your heart a reason to smile first? I started a habit I now call morning joy. Every day after I stretch and eat, I write down one thing I'm grateful for and one small thing I'm looking forward to. It doesn't have to be deep. Sometimes it's simple. Grateful for hot coffee, looking forward to seeing the neighbor's dog. That tiny pause shifts something inside me. It softens the morning. It reminds me that no matter what my body feels like, I'm still here. And that means I still have something to give and receive. Let me tell you about Mr. Raymond. He's 79, widowed, and lives alone in South Carolina. He told me he used to feel empty every morning, just going through the motions. I suggested this little joy habit to him, and a week later he called and said, "You know what I wrote today? I'm grateful for the sound of my kettle, and I'm looking forward to putting on my favorite sweater." He laughed a little and said, "It sounds silly, but it made me feel like a person again." It's not silly, it's sacred. Because when we pause to notice what still brings us comfort or hope, even in the smallest way, we remind our hearts life still has beauty. Now I know some mornings feel heavier than others. Some days the aches speak louder than the joys. But especially on those days, this habit matters most. So here's what I invite you to do. Keep a small notepad or a scrap of paper next to your breakfast spot. Each morning, write down just 2 things. One thing you're grateful for. One thing you're gently looking forward to. And if you can't think of anything big, that's okay. Write grateful for warm socks, or looking forward to watering the plant. It's not about being poetic, it's about being present. Would you be willing to try this tomorrow? Even just once, I'd love to hear what your first note would say. Feel free to share it in the comments or just write hope. That one word says more than enough, because in the end, these little habits we've shared, the water, the light, the movement, the nourishment, the mindset, they all point to the same thing. You are still alive. You are still needed. And you are still becoming. And that's a beautiful way to begin any morning. And there you have it, my friend. 6 small habits, each one gentle, natural, and made with love for a body that has carried you through so much. From that first glass of water to the final note of morning gratitude, you've now got a simple routine that can help you feel clearer, steadier, and stronger without medication, without stress. These aren't magic tricks. They're quiet reminders that your health, your peace, your joy, they matter, especially now. So let me ask you this. What spoke to you today? Was there a habit that made you smile or think, yes, I could try that. I'd truly love to hear about it. Leave me a comment below or just write the word hope if that's what you're holding on to right now. If this video felt helpful or comforting in any way, I invite you to hit that subscribe button. Turn on the little bell so you won't miss what's coming next. And if you know a friend, a sister, or a neighbor who could use a soft start to their mornings, please share this with them. May tomorrow greet you with warm light through the window, steady steps to the kitchen, and a quiet moment that belongs only to you. Take good care of yourself. You are still blooming, and I'm so glad you're here.